The year is 2024. The world is watching as the USA, champion of the free world, shocks everyone. They slap sanctions on an Indian space research company, not for nukes, not for war, but for buying rocket engine tech from Russia. Here's the kicker. America wouldn't sell India the tech, then punished them for getting it elsewhere. It was less about business, more about control. Play by our rules, or don't play at all. India, a nation of 1.4 billion, got the message. Indian leaders, once eager for a US partnership, suddenly hit pause. Years of talk about shared values and Indo-Pacific freedom now rang hollow. The US was treating India like a junior partner, not an equal. For India, this was a wake-up call. The relationship was transactional, the terms always shifting, and American laws could be weaponized at any moment. India realized that tying itself too closely to the US meant losing strategic autonomy. America's dream of an unbreakable alliance started to look like a one-sided contract. So, what does a rising power do? It looks for options. And right next door, China was offering partnership. No lectures, just business. While America wrote the rules, China built a new clubhouse and handed out membership cards with no strings attached. This set the stage for a major geopolitical shift. India was no longer content to be anyone's pawn. The world's balance was about to change. And it all started with a single sanction. Every country has a shopping list. For India, it's massive. At the top, economic growth. Millions of young people need jobs. Now, any partner must answer, can you help us create jobs and grow our economy? Next, technology. Not just gadgets, but the tools to build cities, modernize farms, and power a digital future. India needs partners willing to share tech, not just sell finished products. Then comes security. India's neighborhood is tough. Border disputes with China, tension with Pakistan, and critical shipping lanes. India needs a modern military and a stable region, not partners who stir up trouble for their own gain. Finally, strategic autonomy, the right to make its own decisions. India wants to engage with Russia for defense, the Middle East for oil, Europe for trade, and both the US and China for everything else. Independence is non-negotiable. Any country that tries to dictate terms will be pushed away, no matter how many shared values they claim. India's foreign policy is about flexibility, not loyalty to one camp. The world is changing, and India wants to be a player, not a pawn. Its needs are clear jobs, tech, security, and freedom to choose. The partner who delivers on these wins India's trust. It's not about ideology, it's about results. India's priorities are set. The world must adapt or be left behind. America's pitch to India? We're both democracies. Join our club, stand up to China, and we'll give you advanced military tech. But every offer came with a catch. Lower your tariffs, open your markets, change your laws. It felt less like partnership, more like a performance review. The US praised India's democracy, then criticized its internal policies in public. The inconsistency bred mistrust. America wanted India to decouple from China, while US companies still did business there. They warned India about Russian oil, while Europe kept buying it. One set of rules for the US, another for everyone else. The price of admission to the Cool Kids Club was India's independence, and that was too high. India wanted respect, not lectures. The American offer, full of conditions, just didn't add up. China's pitch was the opposite. No lectures, just business. Need roads, ports, or 5G? China could build it, fast and cheap. No questions about India's politics, no interference. For India, this was refreshing. China offered massive investments and technology transfers, promising to fuel India's growth. Of course, there were risks, debt traps, as seen in Sri Lanka. But China adapted, offering more joint ventures and flexible deals. The US offered values with strings. China offered solutions with fewer questions. India faced a dilemma. The US appealed to the heart, China to the head. Border disputes with China were real, but economically, China's offer was hard to ignore. India had to weigh urgent needs against long-term risks. The choice wasn't simple, but China's pragmatic approach was tempting. India was listening. Let's talk money. For India, trade is the engine of growth, and its biggest trading partner, China. In 2024, India-China trade topped $150 billion. This isn't just about cheap goods. China supplies the raw materials and components that power India's industries and pharmacies. Over 70% of India's pharmaceutical ingredients come from China. Decoupling, as the US suggested, would cripple India's economy. Meanwhile, US trade offers stalled. Too many demands, too little benefit. The US wanted India to open its markets, risking millions of Indian jobs. It was a one-way street for American corporations. India couldn't afford to sacrifice its economic backbone for a strategic alliance full of strings. So, India kept trading with China, signing new deals and balancing the deficit. In global trade, you don't walk away from your biggest player, you play smarter. Pragmatism won over ideology. India's economy came first. The US offered promises. China delivered results. That's where the money and the future really was. India made its choice. The world took notice. Technology is the new oil, and India wants to be a digital powerhouse. The 5G race was clear expensive Western options or China's cheap, advanced Huawei. The US warned India to ban Huawei, but offered no real alternative. India played it smart. No outright ban. Just let telecoms decide and promote homegrown tech. This infuriated Washington, but showed India's strategic autonomy. India chose affordable, rapid 5G rollout over unproven security fears. Across tech sectors, China offered partnerships and local manufacturing. The US guarded its secrets, selling finished products, but not the know-how. For India's Make in India dream, China's approach fit better. India picked the path that built its own future. Here's the catch. China is also India's top security threat. The border is tense, with deadly clashes in the Himalayas. But pure confrontation would drain India's resources and push China closer to Pakistan. So, India balanced military buildup on the border, but opened channels for dialogue. It separated border disputes from economic ties. The US wanted India in an anti-China bloc, but India knew its neighborhood was too complex for black and white choices. By engaging China economically, India hoped to make conflict less likely. It's a risky tightrope walk, but for India, it's the only rational path. Pragmatism, not ideology, guides its security strategy. Actions speak louder than words. India moved closer to Asia's economic orbit, signing deals with RCEP members and a new trade agreement with China. While the US talked about infrastructure, China built it, partnering on industrial corridors and metro projects. India kept Belt and Road at arm's length, but welcomed Chinese investment where it made sense. In global finance, India joined China's Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank as a top shareholder and borrower. India wasn't waiting for Western approval. It was building its own path. The message was clear. India would not be limited to Western-led systems. It would work with whoever delivered results. India's choices were pragmatic, not ideological, and the world was watching. India's pivot isn't just about India, it's about the new world order. The era of US dominance is over. The world is now multipolar. Countries like India want to be co-directors, not supporting actors. This makes the world more complex and less predictable. The US can't count on automatic support from the world's largest democracy. For the global South, India's path is a blueprint. Work with everyone, stay independent, and put your people first. India leads a new, active non-alignment, multi-alignment for maximum advantage. For the US, it's a wake-up call. Respect, consistency, and real benefits matter more than pressure and lectures. India's message: we're not against you, we're for ourselves. The old rules are gone. Welcome to the new world order. It's complicated, and India is at the center.